Hello YouTube, this is Intuitive Retta. How are you today? I want to first say thanks to Debbie and Lauren for your donations. I appreciate it. Today we're going to do a reading on Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. They got married. And I remember, if you look at my old channel, I did a reading. I got a lot of hate because their relationship wasn't like it's portrayed to be, or these people aren't how we portray them to be, and I got so much anger and hate. I'm surprised they got married. Now, back then, I didn't see it. Now I'm not so surprised. As we both know, they're the same. So they're both the high priestess, and which means that, you know, spiritually, I think they're on two different aspects of the high priestess, though. Very much two different aspects of the, I think Blake is on one aspect of the high priestess. I think that his idea of religion, God, is kind of different than Stefani's. I also see how public opinion, because they're both with justice and judgment, and I see how public opinion forms both of their kind of lives, like the public opinion. So the public was so, you know, loving this couple, you know, that would make it even more so. But there was a lot of things going on in this relationship in the other car. I see alcohol, you know, sex, so forth. I'm still kind of seeing that. This year, I could see why they got married this year, especially for Blake, because he's going through a spiritual growth. And I always say, when he's the high priestess, and then the energy for the high priestess this year for him, public opinion is very important, but also, you know, that spiritual growth. The person he was at the beginning of the year won't be the person he is at the beginning of next year. He's going to have a big spiritual growth, and maybe marriage was it. Whereas Gwen Stefani, this is a bad year for her. This is a year for her to want to isolate herself. This is a year about maybe some depression, some mood swings, so forth. So this wasn't, you know, they're both going through struggles this year. But his is more of an internal type of spiritual struggle, and hers is an emotional struggle. The day they got married was not a good day for them to get married. It was the lovers and the devil. That's what I kept feeling in their last relationship. That's what kept showing, was the lovers and devil. And that's about vices and egos and sex and drugs and all types of stuff. Not saying that they're on it, any of that, but I am seeing. So that the day they got married, it wasn't a good for them to define their relationship as this is not good. Next year for her is great. She has the magician, so whatever she thinks about the most will happen. But she's going to have to change her energy, because she's in this depressive emotional state this year. If she continues that, you know, the universe will give her more of that for next year. So she has to realize that thoughts become things next year, and she has to really watch her thought. Next year for him is the Empress. I didn't realize how much older Gwen Stefani was of him. So next year would be a very fertile year for him. I don't necessarily, hey, she might still have some good eggs there. Or if he ever did cheat, next year would be a time where someone would get pregnant. Next year he'll be really fertile, very sexual, be living in abundance, where she will have that magician energy, maybe new starts and so forth. So I want to really see the energy surrounding their relationship, because I didn't see them get married, but now I'm like, okay, so they both, public opinion means a lot to them, especially on The Voice, you know, and they became the darling couple of The Voice and so forth. I love both of them. So people were acting like I didn't. I loved Gwen Stefani. I've loved her since I was young. And I liked Blake Shelton. I really enjoyed him. Sometimes I'll watch The Voice. And I haven't watched it in a while, but I enjoy him. So I'm going to see the energy around their relationship. Okay. I'm going to use this. For what is their relationship? What do they have to work on in their relationship as a couple? Okay. So they're both High Priestess. So I can see why they're singers and stuff like that. To them, it's like church, you know? It's like church. The public, being a singer is kind of like being a preacher. So I can see that. They need that outlet. Okay. Let me see. Okay. What's their relationship? Invitation. Invitation. I also like this card because it's down the invitation to what? Was the relationship, is it more business? And I do think they're the cutest couple. But just because we see an aspect of a couple on TV doesn't necessarily mean that that's their behavior or their personality, you know? Was this both their way to get more? So this couple, was their relationship a way for them to get more, to get invited to more things financially, publicly, you know? Let's see. What do they have to work on? Protection. So as a couple, they have to work on protection. That's what they have to work on. What does that mean? This is the energy. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of passion. But this is like not a grown passion. This is the same type of energy I'm seeing that I've seen in their old reading, if you look back. So there's like a lot of aggression, a lot of passion, a lot of sex, but it's not a grown person's sex. It's kind of immature, like, behavior. You know, aggression, all that. Let me see, Gwen. Gwen loves. She's in love. You know, it's a kind of, she does love him. And there's a kind of pureness. When I see the dove, I'm looking at that pureness. But, you know, on top of it, it's the emotions and the pureness is on top of that fish. And the fish I always think of is abundance and fertility. So, and movement, you know. So it's her emotions and her kind of innocence, you know. And I'm also seeing the moon. So things are illuminated. Is that stopping her? Or is this love or this whatever, is it stopping the movement or the fertility or the thing? He loves her too. So this is good. So I'm seeing love. I'm seeing love, but I'm seeing the base of their love isn't a grown person's. Like, it's kind of selfish. It's kind of primal. And so forth. Okay, what does Gwen want from him? The truth. She wants the truth, you know, words. What does he want from Gwen? So this is weird. So how a lot of their cards are matching up because they're both the High Priestess. Whereas this is the One of Swords, this is the Two of Swords. As this was Cups, this is One of Cups, this is Two of Cups. So it's kind of on like the same thing. Whereas, you know, she wants truth and thoughts and opinions and thought process. His is kind of skewed. His is kind of not able to. It looks like these two couples are kind of tied together. Even though there's love, they're tied together. They're tied together. Both of them. Their movements are, you know, limited, which I'm also seeing with this card. But they're not facing the same way. So they're not having the same kind of train of thought. They're not having the same hopes and dreams. They're not having the same things. So it's hard for them to make decisions because they're not on the same page. Does that make sense? I see the marriage. So, yep, so I see the marriage. I also see that this card is upside down. So this is nostalgia. But she's not in nostalgia. Because it's upside down. So thinking back. So she's kind of living now. Not really thinking back. So she's living now. I do see the marriage, you know. I do see there's a lot of brokenness. I do see there's a lot of brokenness, especially on her part, going towards her part. I'm wondering who this woman is, and it's going towards Blake's side. Was Blake, we probably wouldn't know it, but was he having sex with someone else? You know? Was he having sex with someone else? Also, the isolation. Remember I said this year is her hermit year. Her isolation. I'm thinking that's becoming that's a kind of problem for him. So what she's going through this year, remember I said she's depressed, you know, emotional ups and downs. I do see it coming towards, this is her way. But in the midst of this card is the sex, the primal, this and that is right underneath here. Is there another woman involved? And what's crazy, how is his relationship with his ex-wife? Is she remarried? It's either the relationship with his ex-wife, that this may be the problem, or someone that kind of resembles his ex-wife. The same cards, if you look at what it was before, it's the same cards. It's the same cards as before. So, I don't see this relationship as this loving thing. I see that, you know, especially on her part, I think whoever this woman is a real problem for her. And it might even be two of them. That is a real problem. And they kind of resemble each other. You know, it's like she's in the bad, Gwen is in the bad space. She is, even though she's beautiful, this and that, she's in the bad space. And it says protection. I mean, do they need to do they may have got married for the wrong reasons, but there is love there. There is love there. Did they get into this marriage for the right reasons? No. Passion, a set of, you know, freedom, so forth, you know, accolades. So did they get in this? No. Of course, there's good sex, but it was more primal. This was a way to get their accolades, to get adored in public, this and that. I don't think they got in this relationship for the right reasons. Okay, what is in this relationship, what is Blake's biggest issue? And what is Gwen's biggest issue? Separation. He has a problem being away. Like, if they're doing two different things, he has a problem being away. So, like, you would think when the dog's away, the cat must play or something like that. Like, when he's away, if they're separated, that's the issue. Also, public opinion, Twitter, things. He really, remember I said public opinion really makes what's about her? Her is of endurance. Her problem is that she'll stay in a relationship and put on a front, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You know, she's one of I'm enduring this. Like when she stayed with her husband, and her ex-husband, her kid's father, and he was with transsexuals. I believe that's what it was, and infidelity and this and that, and she just stayed for a long period of time. So she's one of the people that feels like, you know, she likes the public to see her as this person that endures. You know, she has one aspect in public and one on the other side. So for her enduring shit makes her look or feel strong when actually she's not. Let's see. Yeah, this is like, she stays in shit too long. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't fight the battles correctly. She allows herself to get hurt and injured within these fights of enduring. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, she allows herself to be a victim. You know? Because that's her thing. I have to endure. Him, it's business. It's business. It's business. So, you know, his business keeps him separated. That's what makes him focused. The public, you know, money, business, public opinion. So it's hard for him. It's killing him when he's separate from her or whatever, because his eyes may wander or whatever, but everything is focused. This relationship is good for him business-wise. Public opinion on this relationship is good for them public-wise. I remember, like, it's almost the same cards. If you guys go back and look at my old reading on them, what can we expect from this relationship in the future? If you guys go look back at my old reading, it's almost the same thing. And people were so mad at me. Oh my God, I got so much. What can we expect? What can we expect? We can expect that there's going to be constant changes. Don't ask me what that means. Who is this? I'm feeling like Gwen Stefani's having some mental type of issues or things. Also in the way she speaks. I'm also seeing that there's no hiding. They are who they are. So she can't be a victim because she knows exactly who he is. He can't do this because he knows exactly who she is. Vice versa. There was no deception. They know what this is. But it does look like, you know, someone does want to kind of escape this relationship. You know, kind of escape it. And because they're feeling so, if they can escape this, maybe they won't feel so lonely. Let's just see. I'm going to do one more thing. What is Gwen Stefani's goal for this relationship? And what is his goal? He's very attracted to her sexually. Also, he has a lot of possibilities, new abundance with her. He has so many things that are possible. You can't even see. There's so many things that are possible for him now that he's married and they're in this relationship that is confusing for him. But he does, love her body. Love having sex with her, this and that. I think he may be upset because she can't have children. Does he have children? I don't think so. But her, I think for her sons, I think her sons are a problem. Her sons also, express a lot, and her sons are able to, they use their word. she constantly feels attacked. You know, she always kind of feels attacked. She's in that victimhood, and she's kind of and always feeling attacked, and kind of her endurance and you know, mentally, you know, she's always getting hurt mentally, and she feels like this is what she deserves. This is like the cross that she's willing to die on. She's this victim, and this and that. Is there going to be a successful marriage? There's love. I think they could have I think they may have a successful marriage for a while. There's that love there. I think the problem is that fertility is a problem. I think there is that love there and hope, but these dark, you know, vices come into play, ego, which constantly, and that's going to kind of change some of these memories, and you know, I think that they may be together or married. Remember, I think she'll endure. She'll endure. You know what I'm saying? She'll endure. That's her vice in life, is to endure. I'm worried that if she does get pregnant, it might be like a miscarriage or something. If she does. I don't know how her eggs are. I didn't realize how old she was. And that's something else she's going to have to get over. Or if she's already had one and had to get over it. I think that, you know, what was it for him? Next year? I think that sexually they're very, you know, I think funny enough, there's a lot of primal energy in the relationship arguing, but sexually they're good. But I think that there's a lot of women. There it is. I was about to say, and look what card. I think there's a lot of women that like Blake. So there's a lot of competitions with women. And they're not just country girls. There's, you know, sophisticated girls and this and that. So I think it's going to be, her thing is to endure. You know, she likes to be the victim. Oh, the poor enduring wife. You know, she just puts up with all this stuff. I think she'll stay. She'll stay in the relationship whether she's happy or not. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye.